Good morning, students. Today we are going to start part 2 of chapter 3, The Black Aeroplane. The story is about a pilot who is flying to England and he got stuck in a storm, and how he could save himself from that storm. Let us read the story and find out the answers of such questions. The moon was coming up in the east behind me, and stars were shining in the clear sky above me. There wasn't a cloud in the sky. It was a pleasant day. There was not even a single cloud in the sky. The sky was the sky was studded with shining stars. I was happy to be alone high up above the sleeping countryside, and the pilot was flying over the sleeping countryside. Means the view of the country downwards. It appears that all the people were in sleepy mode. I was flying my old Dakota aeroplane over France back to England, and the poet was flying his old Dakota aeroplane. It was the name of his aeroplane, Dakota aeroplane, over France back to England, and he was going from France to England. I was dreaming of my holiday and looking forward to being with my family. I looked at my watch, 1:30 in the morning, and he was pretty excited to be with his family once again. He looked the time in his watch, and it tells 1:30 in the morning. I should call Paris control room soon, I thought as I looked down past the nose of aeroplane. I saw the lights of a big city in front of me. I switched on the radio and said, Paris Control, Dakota DS 088, can you hear me? I'm on my way to England. Over. So you know that when the pilots are flying in the sky, so they contact or communicated to a control room which tells them about the directions, in which direction they need to turn, and second one is that they even update about the weather forecast. So he called the Paris control room and this asked a question. Paris control room, this is Dakota DS 088, can you hear me? I'm on my way to England. Over. And the voice from radio answered immediately, DS 088, I can hear you. You ought to turn 12 degrees west now. DS 088. Over. The voice from the control room or the radio answered the pilot immediately, DS 088, I can hear you. You need to take a turn 12 degrees west now. DS 088. Over. I checked the map and the compass and switched over to my second and last fuel tank. He checked his map and the compass and switched his fuel tank, which was the second fuel tank, and it was the last fuel tank. Turned the Dakota as per the directions given by the control room. He turned the aeroplane 12 degrees west towards England. I will be in time for breakfast. I thought a good big English breakfast. Everything was going well. It was an easy flight. Everything was going smoothly. It was an easy flight. The weather was pretty clear. He was not facing any challenge or any problem. There was no obstacle on his journey. And he was imagining about having a rich English breakfast with his family members. So he was dreaming of reaching the country soon and spending the quality time with his family members. Paris was about 150 kilometers behind me when I saw the clouds. Paris was 150 kilometers away or far, and when the pilot could see the clouds in the sky, storm clouds, they were huge. They looked like black mountains standing in front of me across the sky, and suddenly he entered into a region where there were monstrous or huge or gigantic, mountains of cloud, and I knew I could not fly up. By looking at the weather conditions, terrible weather conditions or stormy weather conditions, the pilot knew that he could not fly up over them. I did not have enough fuel to fly around them to the north or south. He even checked the fuel status. He did not have enough fuels in his tank so that he could wander here and there, either in north or in south, in order to overcome the stormy clouds. And what next thought struck his mind? I ought to go back to the Paris. I thought, but I wanted to get home. Now he was in a state of dilemma. He was in a fix. The circumstances forced him to fly back to Paris because neither the weather was in favor, nor he had enough fuel in his tank. But the other thought, to be with the family as soon as possible. So he was in a fix what to do, whether to fly back to the Paris or whether to pursue his flight or to pursue his journey. I thought, but I wanted to get home. I wanted that breakfast. For that you can say he was feeling homesick. When you are terribly wanted to be with your family members, so this situation is known as homesick. He was feeling homesick. And finally he decided to take the risk. I will take the risk, I thought, and flew that old Dakota straight into the storm, and he entered into the storm. Inside the clouds, everything was suddenly black. It was impossible to see anything outside the aeroplane. The aeroplane jumped and twisted in the air. As he entered into the stormy clouds or the dark clouds, he was unable to see anything. It was just totally dark. The aeroplane jumped and twisted in air, and he was unable to maintain the balance of the aeroplane, and it started jumping and twisting in the air. I looked at the compass, and he looked at the compass. I could not believe. The pilot could not. Now you can see into the picture that the pilot is in the region of dark clouds, and he could not believe his eyes. The compass was turning round and round and round. The compass, it was just rotating very fiercely round and round and round, and finally it was dead. It would not work, and it stopped working. And the other instruments were suddenly dead too, and all of the sudden the rest of the technical instrument which he was using for the support of his flight, or which he need to pursue his journey, they all turned dead. I tried the radio. Then he tried to connect to the radio. Paris control, can you hear me? But unfortunately there was no answer. The radio was dead too. Now the pilot, neither he had any radio nor any compass. I could not see where I was, and the pilot could not see where he was. I was lost in the storm, then in the black clouds quite near me. But by the grace of God, in the dark clouds near to his aeroplane, I saw another aeroplane. The pilot could see another aeroplane. It had no lights on its wing, and surprisingly, the other aeroplane had no lights on its wings, but I could see it flying next to me through the storm. But the pilot could see the other aeroplane flying next to him through the storm. I could see the pilot's face, and he even could see the face of the pilot in the other aeroplane turned towards me. I was very glad to see another person. He lifted one hand and waved. He was very glad to see when you are in a danger zone and when you never know what is going to happen to your life, and suddenly you find someone else near to you. So it gives you a ray of hope in the dark clouds, or you can see a silver line in the dark clouds. It's a proverb. When you have a little ray of hope in the darkness, so you can see a silver lining in the dark clouds. And